Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Moa, aka Swedish Whiskey Girl, and today we're here with Bunnahabhain. We're going to try two different ones, the 12-year-old and the Toiteach A Dhá. So if you watched my previous video when I included my little whiskey pouch from Whiskey and Me, you'll already recognise these. So this is a monthly subscription. I'm not collaborating with them or anything, but it's really good so far. Last month I got the Glen Scotia Victoriana, and this month they surprised us with two different drams, so both the 12 and the Toiteach A Dhá. So I'm very excited to be able to try them. It's good because they keep them in these little pouches, which means that you can keep the shipping costs down, which means that you don't have to pay that much every month. I believe it's $7.95 at the moment, which is a good way to kind of explore and discover some new whiskies every month. And of course, if you would like to join, feel free to use my referral code, which is 4541. I'll put that in the description as well. And I think for a limited time, you will get an extra little pouch of whiskey if you use the referral code. But yes, we're going to focus on the whiskey. So I'm going to start trying the 12-year-old and then move on to the Toiteach A Dhá because that's their peated expression. Bunnahabhain is of course a distillery on the Isle of Islay on the west coast of Scotland, and the island is quite known for doing a lot of smoky whiskies, but Bunnahabhain is one of the distilleries that have made themselves known for an unpeated style of whiskey. But they do of course experiment with peated expressions. And Bunnahabhain has since 2010 bottled all their whiskies at natural colour and without chill filtration, and most of their standard expression sits at 46.3, including the two I'm trying today. The Bunnahabhain 12 was first launched in 1979, but the Toiteach A Dhá is a little bit of a more recent expression from 2017. And of course, if you're curious about their peated expressions, they bottle them under the name Moinia, I think that's how you pronounce it, which basically means peated in Scots Gaelic. So that's their kind of peated range, and they do a lot of fun things with different cask types. So I'm always excited to see what Bunnahabhain will do next. And Bunnahabhain is of course Scots Gaelic itself as well, and means mouth of the river. And both these whiskies have been matured on ex-bourbon and ex-sherry casks by It's almost difficult to describe because it has so many things going on. Like it has this kind of murky earthiness, but it also has that toffee note, and the oily note just makes everything kind of move in bits, like it just kind of comes and goes. Otherwise, I don't know what this movement is, but that's what I'm tasting. Now on the finish, I'm getting this lovely toffee note coming in, and it's just kicking in more and more. A bit of the saltiness, a bit of like freshly cut grass, and there's some tropical fruits in there. And the finish is lovely. It's tropical fruits like peaches, and then that toffee note. Yeah, it's just an oily expression. But it's not oily maritime. It has an influence of saltiness, but it's not at all that maritime-esque like sea breeze that you get. It's more like salted candy, like salted caramel, salted toffee, that kind of saltiness, because of this oiliness, and there's a bit of that a soft maltiness, which is that kind of cookie dough. It's very warming, like a very soft spice, like cloves. Interesting. I am of course going to compare this to the Toiteach A Dhá. So now we're going to move on to the Toiteach A Dhá. And I already just filmed this sequence, but you will never see it because apparently I didn't press record. So I just filmed about 8 minutes, and then I looked on the screen and went, yeah, let's do it again. But let's move on to the Toiteach A Dhá, which of course means Smoky Two in Scots Gaelic. I think it's pronounced Toiteach A Dhá, but you'll probably hear a lot of different versions of it because it is a bit of a tricky one. So let's start with having a little nose. It does have this lovely bonfire smoke to it. And there's something about it that just makes me immediately think of marshmallows. Like this kind of dense, sugary vibe. Like a dessert smoke, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's quite desserty and quite sweet and quite dense. It just makes me want to try it straight away. I'm going to compare it to the 12 first though. So much apricot on the 12 now. Like it's very, very fruity. I think that kind of salty caramel vibe is still an underlying note in both of them. It's so interesting trying both unpeated and peated whiskey from the same distillery. You can usually get this kind of underlying distillery character, which is lovely. But let's have a taste. Slàinte mhath. This one's also quite oily. That's the first thing I think of. Doesn't hit with the smoke straight away. Oh, there it is. The finisher just kicks in. This lovely big bonfire smoke just grows. And now that's what I was going to say immediately, so I'll have to have another sip. Straight away you get that oily note. You also get that salted caramel. So it's not that maritime feeling, like that kind of sea breeze, but it's more that salted candy. It does have a lovely finish because it's kind of this kind of bonfire smoke, but it has a sooty, charry edge to it, quite oaky. And the spice as well, it's not that kind of immediate clove spice that I experienced on the previous one. It's more that, yeah, like a sooty edge to it, like a ropey, yeah, lovely. I'm gonna have another sip of the 12 just to see if I can compare them. Wonderful nose. Yeah, so that kind of fruity, salty, oily spirit. With a lovely smoke to it. Two very lovely whiskies from Islay, I think. At the moment, I have a big fascination with unpeated Islay whiskies. As you previously, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you already know I'm a big fan of Islay and of course it's smoky whiskies. But at the moment, I'm just so fascinated by the unpeated ones because they do have this kind of cliche, but this kind of magic to them in their flavour. And I really want to explore more unpeated Islay whiskies because to me, at the moment, they just feel so intriguing and fascinating. But I would, of course, love to hear if you like Bunnahabhain. Is it your favourite distillery on Islay, perhaps? Or is there another expression from them that you tried that you really want to recommend? Please put it in the comments down below. And of course, if you're looking to buy any bottles, I would of course be over the moon if you would consider using my affiliate links to Master Malt or the Whisky Exchange, although that information is in the description as well. All that information and of course the links to my Instagram or my Patreon and my website is in the description as well. But I hope you all would have an absolutely wonderful week. Slàinte mhath. Skål!